Hey, I'm Ernie Miller, past president of MRA. I'm the owner and pit master at Hog Wild, Real Memphis Barbecue, and the Movable Feast Catering. So I started cooking barbecue when I was in high school and went off to college and was in professional sales for 15 years wearing a suit, coat and tie, and was doing a little bit of barbecue on the side. And one crazy day, I decided to make a leap of faith and jump in the deep end of the pool with cinder blocks on and got in the catering business full time. That was 25 plus years ago. I've managed to shake the cinder blocks and here we are. So in the beginning, we started catering barbecue and similar type Southern foods and realized that our clientele was doing a lot more than just barbecue and fried chicken or fried catfish. And I had the right people around me to do upscale gourmet, and we got in that business. And my wife said, you know, she's not gonna call Hog Wild to cater her daughter's wedding. And so we came up with the name A Movable Feast. And never really got in the restaurant business until COVID hit. And our answer to that was a small market that we opened on Yates Road. And it's a hot barbecue out the door and a lot of cool grab and go stuff. So we kind of got all the bases covered there. As we've grown, I've been able to hire and keep some super talented chefs and kitchen folks as well as service people that have allowed me to really concentrate on running the business and working with clients and actually selling the products that we provide and the services that we provide. So before I started the business full time, I had the privilege of sitting down with Humphrey Folk, who owned Folk's Folly, and a great businessman, and was just really picking his brain on a lot of things. And he pulls out a Forbes magazine and says, hey, you ought to be in the pizza business. There was a big article on pizza. I said, not sure that's what I want to do, but we had a good conversation and he shed a lot of light on what I was doing. And in walked Thomas Boggs for another meeting, and I hung around and talked to both of them for a little bit. And Thomas said, well, when you're ready, I want to make sure you join the Memphis Restaurant Association, the MRA. There's a lot to offer and you can learn a lot, and there's a lot of resources. And I did. I actually joined the MRA shortly after I attained my business license. I think it was 2014 or 15, Patrick Riley, who owned Majestic, was the president of the MRA, and he asked me to join the board. And so I researched it, we talked a lot, and I joined the board. And then for some crazy reason, the association elected me president in 2017, and I had two-year stints, and ended with in 2020, and that's when COVID hit. And when COVID hit, that was a pretty rough ride, but we weathered it, and I held on to the Bucking Bronco, and here we go. One of the biggest reasons to be a member of the MRA is advocacy, and what that is fighting for our rights to do business. And in the economic climate and governmental climate that we have and have had since COVID, it's extremely important that we know our legislators, we know what's coming, what laws are coming through the pipeline that we either need to fight or get behind and support. One of our friends says, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu, meaning if you're not at the table negotiating or fighting for your rights, then you're gonna be chopped liver. So I think it's important for that fact just to be a member of the MRA, as well as the MRA PAC, which those funds go directly to fighting for our rights at the legislative level. Now is a really crucial time for everyone to be active in the MRA, just the way that the economy and particularly the employment issues that we have are trying to hire people. And I think the more heads that talk to each other and bodies that sit down over a cup of coffee or a cold beer discussing the issues at hand and how can we fix them and how can we keep moving forward, the better. And the MRA is a great way to do that. I'm really excited about the food scene in Memphis and have been for a long time. And it's ever evolving and ever changing and ever growing and getting better every day. I mean, we've got, it's not just a barbecue town, it's not just a soul food town, it's elevated food to the max. And there's a lot of fusion food as well. I tout our city, I tout our food and our hospitality wherever I go. And I hope you'll do the same. I just want to say that I'm very humbled and a big thank you to the MRA board and the MRA itself for giving me this award. And I want to thank my team for allowing me to the time to put my time and effort and energy into the MRA. And I think my crew has appreciated being members of the MRA as well. And so it's just a big thank you for the award and the recognition. And again, humbled because it's given by your peers. This is a great event and so excited to be a part of it. Eat out a bunch and eat out local and go MRA. Join the MRA if you get the chance.
I'm Rick Bowers with Patrick Accounting, and I've been with Matt and Patrick Accounting for almost 15 years now. The first client that I was able to come up with was a restaurant. And that really was, the beginning of all to where now we have over 200 restaurant clients. I guess you could say I'm the face of Patrick Accounting. I'm the one who goes out and meet with prospective clients to determine if we're a good fit for each other or not. But what really happens is the trust that I generate for the staff back here, and they're the ones who actually deliver on the promises that I make. And they're the ones that retain all the good clients we've got. We became members of the MRA when we really decided that restaurant business was a niche that we really wanted to expand and be involved in. We've really helped the MRA through a variety of programs that we've developed, but the MRA has been extremely helpful to us as well and to our clients. We really love working with the restaurant owners and their staffs, really because of the diversity. There are so many different types of restaurants. There are so many different types of owners. And one of the great things for us, though, has always been the first criteria that we have for them to be a client of ours is I have to love the food. It's been a pleasure to get to know so many restaurant owners, and we know they face new challenges every day, and it's the hours they have to keep and the issues that they're constantly facing. It's such a people industry. And one of the things we've just noticed how all the owners and how they care about their staff and they care about their customers. Patrick's Accounting Services has evolved over the last 15 years and with a unique focus on the restaurant industry. So we're a one-stop shop. We're doing the accounting, taxes, and payroll for our clients. We work with so many different vendors as well, and we combine all that together to give the restaurant owners more help to help manage their business, but also help manage their time. It's easy to talk about who the people that I know and respect in the restaurant industry because they're also receiving awards today. Also, over the years, these same people, that have received these awards year after year are people that are very deserving. We've been very blessed with having such a diversity of restaurants, but here in Memphis, I think we all claim to be, barbecue fans. And we're so fortunate to have a number of barbecue clients. I can't mention anybody specifically because if I ever forget anybody, I'll never hear the end of it. I grew up as a military dependent, the parents of our greatest generation. We moved 8 times in 10 years when I was in school. In high school, I started out and had a very fun athletic career, both in football and track, and I was able to earn a Hall of Fame status there. I had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and was on the World Cup '94 committee that was for soccer, first time ever in the United States. Now that I've gotten a lot older, I've picked up this absolutely wonderful game called pickleball. And 5 years ago, none of you ever heard about it. Now everybody's just wondering, what is it? Well, it's a great, fun game, a lot of sociability. But one of the things I'm most proud of is the pickleball tournament that we put on for youth villages. Last year, we were able to raise close to $60,000 for youth villages through the efforts of the Pickleball Committee. Patrick Accounting, and me in particular, are extremely thankful for the MRA and the many restaurant clients that we have. And speaking for our staff, I know how much they enjoy working with other restaurant owners here in town.
Hey, I'm Ryan Trim. I'm the chef and owner at Sunrise, Sunrise East, 117 Prime, and the Tavern. I always kind of, in the back of my mind, knew I wanted to be a cook. I started out cooking in my grandmother's kitchens. Had one from Italy and one from England, and they were always teaching me to bake or cook. Going through college, I kind of thought I was going to end up being a lawyer, and then I quickly found a love for cooking for my friends. Then I got a job at 208 South Lamar in Oxford, Mississippi, and completely fell in love with it. A guy there named Christian Gaines was the person that probably really pushed me to try to do a little more with my career. After I graduated from Ole Miss, I decided not to go to law school, and I moved to Charleston, South Carolina. I got a job at Slightly North of Broad from Christian. He introduced me to Chef Frank Lee, and they brought me on. I spent 3 years there, and then moved back to Memphis to marry my high school sweetheart. At that point, started working at the Grove Grill for Jeff Dunham. Jeff really taught me the business side. You know, you still got to make $1 at the end of the day. It's fun to have a playground for all of your cooks to play in, but if you can't pay the bills, it really doesn't make a difference. That's why those three people, Christian Gaines, Frank Lee, and Jeff Dunham, are so important in my career and put me to where I am now. Then I met Glenn Hayes. Glenn started Cafe 1912 in La Tourelle back in the day, and Glenn wanted to do another restaurant. And he called me and he brought me over to do a little project called Sweetgrass. We quickly became pretty successful there. Within a year, we opened a bar called Next Door, and we had a solid 12-year run there. Wouldn't have changed anything for the world. I think we did a fantastic job. I had a team that made me look really good. I got to meet and know people that have become dear, dear friends, and it was definitely the most important part of my career. 2017, I started talking to a couple guys that used to hang out in Next Door a lot. Craig Blondis, who lived right around the corner and became a good friend, and Roger Sapp. And these two guys already owned Central Barbecue, as many people know. We quickly came up with the concept of Sunrise, and we had it open by November of that year. I think we've become a very good partnership. I wouldn't know what to do without my partners. They're invaluable. Roger came up, he had another piece of property on Union called 117 Prime, and at the time it was Bell Tavern. And we opened 117 Prime, a steakhouse. We wanted to bring something a little more traditional style steakhouse where people could come down and eat. It's been a blast ever since. We've had an unbelievable team there. Obviously, things are different than they were 10, even 5 years ago. I don't get to get on the line every single day. I don't get to cook every single dish that goes out of my kitchen. I have an unbelievable team with Marissa Griffith and Will Sater and Sammy and Keith Bambrick, and a just remarkable set of people to help me do that. But the first step was stepping away from Prime and allowing Trey to take over a lot of the work there. And Trey Hiddle's been just a cornerstone of that place. And it's allowed me to manage more of the restaurant, focus on the menus, create specials, create the meals that everybody wants to come in and eat. The Memphis Restaurant Association has been such an important part of the Memphis culinary scene for so many years. To have that bond, to be able to go back and talk to people about a lot of the problems you might be having, and having someone there, almost an open forum, to help you in any way you can. And that's something you can't put a price tag on, and it's important. I think more people should be involved and help out some other people that are opening new restaurants. I think there's a lot of good ways that the MRA can help. I'm excited to see what the MRA is going to do in the future to help all these small restaurants and these mom and pop shops get open. I've met so many good people through the MRA. There's a lot of great members and people that I hope are going to be members again soon. There's a great bond in this city among restaurateurs and chefs. It's very different. Everybody's got each other's back. Everybody really looks out for each other. I think as long as you play nice in the sandbox, it's a pretty friendly environment. The Memphis food culture is just fantastic. It's one big group of friends, and I love being a part of that. It'd be hard for me to say that I admire one person. There are so many. You know, to name a few standouts, I'll be honest, Ben Smith was such a great neighbor and such a great guy to talk to. I can't think of anything I miss more than being his neighbor. He's just one of the best dudes out there, and I mean that. I think that's the best way to describe him. A lot of admiration for a lot of people in this town that have done so much, especially the barbecue guys. Eric Vernon, Roger and Craig, all the guys at Cozy Corner. It's a lot of hard work that goes into that. Remember to be patient. Food costs have never been higher, labor costs have never been higher, and you know, it's almost like starting over. So when you come in, you know, just let us know if there's an issue, and I promise you every restaurant in this town is willing to help you with it. And just keep going out to eat. You know, I think the people that deserve more credit than anyone is my family. They put up with a lack of patience at my house, especially when we're opening a new restaurant. So to my wife, my kids, my mother, who most of you know better than me, I really appreciate all their support and love opening all these restaurants. And we look forward to putting our eggs in the Sunrise basket, pun intended, and open a whole bunch more of these soon.